All right, so we just got back from ATV Takeover, looking over the footage from the GoPros, and it turns out the fastest TRX450 I've ever raced or ever seen in real life. I didn't get any of the footage, so we can cut to that. It's just me rolling down the hill. So when you have a GoPro and you click the record, it beeps once, and then when you click it again, it beeps 3 times, and then you know it stops recording. I had that backwards, I guess, rookie move. And honestly, I would have loved to show you me getting beat by 10 bus lengths, because it definitely did happen, but we got an interview with the guy, so we're gonna cut to that now, and we're gonna talk you through his special TRX450 and all the mods he has to it, and how he was 12 miles an hour faster than me up the hill, which is just insane speed. So we'll cut to that. Enjoy.
Well, I was telling Herschel, it's not a lot of guys that usually beat me up the hill.
Right.
So when this thing came flying by me, so it's an 0405?
Yeah, so it's an 05. So Matt from Dynamite actually did this head.
Okay.
So it's a 585, so 103 bore.
Holy crap.
6 mil stroke. And when I had the smaller, the 101 bore, we were probably 74, I think.
74 horsepower.
On avgas.
Okay.
And then if we put it on MR12, we got another 3, we were up to 77. So I went to the 103 bore. I haven't dynoed it, but if the math holds, I'd be right around 76, 77. Then I was hoping with the MR12, it would put me at 80.
So what gas is in it right now?
Just avgas.
Avgas,
Yeah.
100 octane, 110.
Yeah, just $5 a gallon.
Okay, low lead, 100, okay.
Yeah, Glendale Airport.
So 585.
Yeah. The math comes out closer to like 592, but they call them a 585.
So what carburetor?
So it's got an HSR, a 48 HSR.
48, okay.
But it's been opened up a little bit, and then I custom ground the needle myself to get it tuned.
Wow.
So on the other side, I've got if you look on my pipe, I've got it for the O2 sensor.
Oh, do you? So you can plug into it?
Yeah, so I'll hook up my O2 sensor and then
clutch.
come out here and then tune it. Because it's different when you're on the dyno.
Is that a Racer's Edge filter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that same one. Those are huge.
What do you do to keep your transmission together?
So these trannies are really strong. I have no tranny issues with the 0405. So it's the 06 and newer that have softer gears and issues.
Because that's what he was talking about.
Well, that's why I didn't want to build my 06 too much, because right about 60 was what I felt the limit was.
Right.
And I didn't want to get to that point where because these have, what was it, 4 dogs or something instead of 3 in the 06 or something different?
Yeah, I think so, but they hold up like crazy. I mean, you just find a used transmission, slap them in. And
Clearly. So how many rebuilds does this have?
Well, I started out like everybody else.
Sure.
I
Stock
bought
bike.
my buddy, got the HRC kit.
Okay.
And high compression piston. And then I had one person poured it and did the 97 bar.
Sure.
And that was fun.
And then
Then I threw the hot rods crank and went to the 501.
That was fun for a while.
That was fun for a while, and then Matt ported the head and it made more power.
Woke up, yeah.
And then that's finally when I snapped the rod.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, it's time to upgrade.
Time to go.
That hot rod was fine up to a certain horsepower.
Sure. So what rod's in it now?
So it's the 6 mil. It's got the Carrillo rod.
Carrillo rod. Okay.
Yeah, I had Crankworks do it all and balance it.
Okay.
We started with one of their rods, but I didn't know how long they'd last, and I think I got 70 hours, and I snapped that rod.
Okay.
It stretched it, twisted it, and broke it. And so this is fairly fresh. I got, I think, like 30, 35 hours on it.
Well, I can attest it runs really good. Okay. You smoked me. That's amazing. That is so cool. I knew when you came by, I was like, well, okay, he looks serious. How many paddles?
They're just 10 paddle gliders.
10 paddle gliders, so lighter weight.
Yeah,
as hard.
Well, I gained, I remember when Matt sold these to me, I gained like 3 miles an hour on the hill.
Wow.
Switching from just a regular like hauler type tire to these.
So what kind of mile an hour do you run up the hill?
My best on this is 65, but that would have to be really good, smooth conditions. As it gets choppy, it's just like a jet ski in the water.
Oh yeah,
you got to keep it planted. So I'm probably only doing like 62, 63 when it's rough.
So over there, last 3 weeks ago, that bike was doing 50.
Yeah.
So
which is good.
12 mile an hour. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. But when somebody like you comes up, I tend to get madder at it.
Yeah, and I wish it was a linear thing. You had this much horsepower, but it's
exponential.
Yeah.
So, how much does this weigh?
I'm probably close to you. You know, you're always tweaking on stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm in that same
350.
350, 360.
Okay. Because you got the longer swing arm.
Yeah, it's got a +4, but I really need a +6.
Yeah.
I was trying to race that fast Banshee yesterday.
And you can't keep the front end down, yeah.
No, and so he's killing me off the line, and my buddy had just crashed yesterday, so I had that in my head.
Yeah, you're not trying to,
Is your buddy okay?
Yeah, he's just moving slow. He got launched off a dune, and he's a little sore.
That's hard, man. Well, this thing is amazing. So, because you have heavier internals, I mean, bigger piston, bigger rod, all that, and it's still the same weight as that thing, so that's cool.
Yeah, and you know, you can see I'm not trying to say weight.
No, it's not a drag queen bike. It's a tuner for sure.
It's a tuner bike. It's got front brakes.
Oh yeah.
Headlights.
You know, you've got 30 pounds you can take off it. Just
yeah, exactly. So when I run against the drag bikes, you know, I'm like, okay.
Do you run the drags too? Or just mostly the hill?
Mostly the hill, just because, you know, when a car's coming behind you at 120,
it gets sketchy out there.
Yeah, and he's on his third six-pack.
Yeah. Have you played with the gearing a bunch then for the hill?
Yeah, I've tried to fine-tune everything.
Yeah.
So I run right now I've got a 1539, and then I've got the cam timing. It's adjustable, so I've got it adjusted back for more torque, so it's a little funner to do.
Yeah. What cam is it?
It's that Racer's Edge.
The 242 812 plus 5?
Yeah, exactly.
So I had that same cam, just on a way smaller bike.
Right.
But they really like oxy fuel too, is what I'm told.
Yeah, the MR12.
Yeah.
Like
it's insane.
It's bad. You try that. The jetting is super crisp. It's making more. It'll make 3 horse across the board. Yeah. But on the over rev, when I'm pulling the hill, it'll pull 8 to 12 more horse in that over rev. So when the normal gas curve is dipping over, this thing's still climbing.
Yeah.
So your mile per hour on a hill race,
crazy.
It's just stupid smart if you're gonna run the hill.
If that's all you do.
Yeah.
It's a little expensive to dune with.
Yeah, $30 a gallon on sale with the coupon.
Yeah. So that was what my old motor, stock board dynoed 61 with MR12, and same thing, it pulled all the way to the limiter.
Yeah.
Never fell off.
So is that what you ran in it?
No, I ran 110.
Yeah.
I just...
What's next? Are you gonna like...
So, I mean, I could go to a 10 or a 12 mil crank. I could go to a 104 bore. Because, you know, John already told me I was crazy for doing this, and he's right.
Yeah.
You know, but it's fun.
Because this is kind of what they run in like 4-stroke wars, drag racing, that kind of thing.
This used to be the biggest motor.
And a 300 foot, yeah.
And now they're putting smaller pins and getting, you know, 10 and 12 mil stroke out of the stock cases.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a 104 bore you could go to, but you don't get a lot of clamping surface on that head gasket.
Yeah. Have you seen like the billet head Racer's Edge does?
Yeah.
The billet cylinder and everything? Because they take the water out.
I don't think it's tunable.
Oh, no. Well, there's no water. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I just, you know, like anything, there's a hobby, and then you get another bike to dune and another bike to drag, and then you're...
Yeah, so I was originally a Banshee guy, and I bought this as a backup bike, because, you know, I'd run the Banshee, break something, jump on this, and I'm like, this thing is so boring.
Yeah.
You know, you're going up the hill, and you're doing your taxes. And
you're trying.
Like, what's going on here, you know? And so you just, you know, you keep buying into a little more, so.
Believe me, I've been there. I did the same thing with suspension, where I've got a LTR geometry front spindle, so they're actually LTR spindles on the front, so better turning and all that. Like you said, you just kind of go down a rabbit hole.
Yep. I'm always like just a little more horsepower and I'll be set.
Well, and there's always a faster guy, right?
Yeah.
And that's my issue. You know, my cousin has a 525 KTM that John built, and it's just a torque monster, right? Because I was a stock bore 450, and so he's beating me, and I'm like, gosh dang it, so.
You know, I'm getting old, I can't ride as fast, and so the what's next, I really want the turbo.
Yeah.
So I want to just meet you and see the bike, because I'm like, well, if they can do that, you know.
Fuel injection, baby.
Kelly could put a turbo on that, or.
Yeah, Kelly used to build my stuff too. Have you seen the fuel injection they offer for these bikes?
No.
So they have a kit.
Oh, they do?
DASA has a kit. I've seen it for the 06. I don't see why they couldn't make it work for an 04, because they vortex ignition them, and then they have a throttle body, a KTM throttle body they do. It's like $4 grand, but what's another $4 grand, right? But
exactly.
Anyways, but you can fuel inject them. So there's actually a bike for sale on Facebook right now that's got it. It's 11 grand, but it's like a flat track bike. But anyways.
Yeah, I'll, you know, let the drag guys figure it out. If they start running that and figure out, you know, because you got to get the maps and everything.
Yeah, well, it's PEP performance. They tune all the MX Pros stuff, you know, mapping and all that. So they do a pretty good job. But
yeah, that would make it a lot easier with the turbo.
Yep.
And
oh yeah.
That.
Well, and nitrous if you want to do it and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's so much more precise than. That's awesome, man. Love it.